know, it's hard to keep that big stuff, that big sin out of your life, because especially when the things aren't happening, especially when the breakthrough isn't coming, you know what I mean? Because then it becomes really tempting to go back to Egypt. What's up, everybody? Today's Monday, December 1st. I'm here actually not at the City Fam offices. I'm right below the City Fam offices. I'm at a place called Uprooted Platinum, a friend of mine's office named Patrick DeMarco. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Anyway, Patrick's been kind enough to let me use his office, and City Fam used his office for several events, so I came down here today because it's quiet and there's nobody around. So, I want to talk about a few things going on in my world. I want to talk about No Sex November. I want to talk about my upcoming tour. I want to talk about some of the events that we have coming up. Check in on myself personally, continue to document the journey of becoming the best version of myself, which is, you know, really what this vlog was about. Just because I wanted to remember everything that I was going through as I was going through it, the good times, the bad times, you know, and everything in between. So anyway, today is December 1st, and it is the first day that we're not doing the No Sex. Actually, I'm sorry, today's December 2nd. Jeez, I'm sorry. But we're not on the No Sex November challenge any longer. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully some of the people out there watching this have took the challenge and they benefited from it. For me, I made it successfully, you know, made it all the way through the month without looking at porn or masturbating. But full disclosure, not long after midnight on December 1st, I actually masturbated because I didn't even mean to, honestly. I just couldn't go to sleep. And yeah, I caved. So I'm back on now. I'm getting ready to sign another covenant, which is something that I've used in the past that has kept me out of a lot of trouble and broken strongholds in my life. But I guess knowing that I wasn't going to fail the challenge or let anyone else down, but I did make it successfully. I did make it the 30 days. Actually, I think I went like 6 weeks. I went a full 6 weeks because I started the challenge like somewhere around midway through November. I signed a covenant with God and was able to make it through all the way through. So anyway, hopefully, if you're out there and you did it, you saw some benefit from it. For me, I gained some clarity, and specifically with this tour, I knew I wanted to do something. I was planning on going to the UK and doing a book tour similar to the one I did in Romania, but I didn't have a lot of clarity. And then somewhere in the month of November, during my quiet time, I got a lot of clarity. And I just feel like I know exactly what to do, how to do it. You know, basically I'm having people that follow me on social media or have watched my videos in the past reach out to me and let me know if they want me to come to where they live. And if they do, I'm having them connect me with their faith community, because they have a building and usually they're gonna be passionate about this message. And they'll want to be part of it. So if they, you know, can host the event, get the word out, put us up, give us food, you know, feed us while we're there, maybe give us a love offering and send us to the next place. That is the plan. And we've had probably somewhere around 35 or 40 people have reached out already. I'm getting ready to start some ads on YouTube to people that have watched my videos. And I think that's going to only increase the amount of requests for us to come. And then what we plan to do is, while we're on the road, is we're going to take a film crew with us, and I'm going to document everything. We're actually going to be working on a documentary called The Truth About Loneliness, which will be for City Fam, because that I believe is the solution that we are providing. That is the problem that we're solving, is loneliness. So we're going to make a documentary called The Truth About Loneliness, but all that content, we're going to make micro content. And I'm gonna put Instagram videos, Facebook videos, YouTube videos, images, little quotes, whatever I'm gonna create. We're gonna put micro content up as we're doing the tour, which is only gonna boost awareness of what's actually going on. People are gonna see it. They're going to see that we're on the road. They're going to see what we're talking about. They're going to see what I'm about, what City Fam's about, and they're going to request us to come to where they live. The more content we produce, the more requests will come in, and the more requests come in, the more content we'll be able to produce, because we'll be out doing it and we'll have a film crew with us. So that is the plan. And honestly, I didn't have that clarity when I started this challenge. And I can't prove that it came from not having sex or jerking off, but I definitely have more clarity than I've had before on how to go about this. And not only the clarity, and I'm going to kind of deviate here for a second, but I was thinking about sex transmutation, because I talk a lot about it, and I talk about that energy and how you can take that energy and you can harness it and you can use it for other purposes. But it's not just energy. I mean, it's not just the energy. That's not the only benefit. It's clarity, which I believe that when you get obedient, especially in something that's as hard to get obedient as that area, when you get obedient and there's a purpose behind it, meaning the reason that I've gotten obedient in that area is because I want to know my purpose. I want God to tell me what I'm here for. And not only do I want him to tell me, I want his help to do it. You know what I mean? And that is a big motivator, because so when I talk about sex transmutation, yes, you got the energy to work really hard once you get the clarity, but there's also this undeniable help, that God gives you. And you can say it's the universe, or you can call it whatever you want if you're not a believer. But there is something that happens where it's like the jet stream, and it just starts carrying you along, where things start happening, things start falling into place. And, people that maybe you needed, that, somebody that you could have used help from, a person with this skill set all of a sudden appears in your life. And that just can't be explained, except for the fact that I believe that there's this, God, a greater power that's kind of helping you, because you are making sacrifices of some sort, where, basically you're adding value to people's lives. That's what instead of taking, you're now adding, and the universe has a way of conspiring, if you believe in the secret, to help you. And I believe it's God, but, when I first started down this path, I didn't know what my purpose was. In 2011, I didn't have any real idea. I had a vague idea that it was something out this way to do with social events or whatever. About the only thing I knew to do was not sin, because my thought process was basically like this. If I'm doing what I know to do, which is, I had a vague idea. Anybody that's been kind of keeping up with me for a while, I used to do these events called Clean back in 2012, where I would have some bar bands, and I would have maybe a couple Christian bands, and I would put them in the same area. I'd put them in a bar together, and I would tell the bar bands, hey, don't cuss too much. I don't want to offend the Christians over here. And I would tell the Christian people, don't get churchy, because I don't want to offend these guys. But I was doing these events, so I knew it had something to do with social, but that was all I really knew. But my thought process was, look, if I'm working as hard as I know how to on the thing, on what I do have an idea about, I'm praying about it. I'm asking God for his help. And I'm doing my best not to sin, not to not offend him, not to do things to disobey him. Then what more can I do? That was my whole thought process, because I'm if that's about all I can do, work hard, pray hard, and keep the big sin out of my life. If I can do those things, then I have no regret. Even if I never find my purpose, even if I find it and I never accomplish it, I don't have any regret, because I'm doing everything in my power to make it happen. So, but after a while, as you continue to move toward that vague, image, that thing, it starts becoming clearer. And then it starts becoming bigger. And next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, wow, this is pretty good. This is what I want to do with my life. And then that jet stream, God's power starts pushing you towards that thing, because you've been obedient. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard to keep that big stuff, that big sin out of your life, because especially when the things aren't happening, especially when the breakthrough isn't coming. You know what I mean? Because then it becomes really tempting to go back to Egypt, because now you're out in the wilderness. You don't have things, you're in some unfamiliar territory. You don't have your old friends anymore, because you can't hang out with them because they're causing you to make mistakes. You don't have a girl next to you like you're always used to. That was my thing. I got sober, so I didn't have alcohol or drugs to come for me. And I'm in this unfamiliar place and it sucks. And the breakthrough hasn't happened. And I'm not even 100% sure where I'm going. I just kind of know it's that way. But I'm continuing to walk, and I'm continuing to wait and believe that if I walk long enough and I wait long enough, that sooner or later he's going to show up. That's where most people give up. I didn't do it. I believed that everything that I read in the Bible basically was true. And I just continued to walk forward. And soon, after a while, the vision got clearer and it got bigger and it started to happen. And now the breakthrough has totally begun. Got books in Romania on bookshelves and bookstores. Getting ready to start a world tour. Got tons of events. I'm able to promote. I love what I do. CityFam's got chapters popping up in different parts of the world. There's a lot of good stuff happening, but you have to keep walking. You have to keep waiting. You have to keep obeying. Which is difficult because the temptation is to go back to that thing or that person or whatever it is, because it's painful sometimes, to wait and to walk when the results aren't coming. And it takes faith, and it takes a supportive community of people that can inspire you to continue when you feel like quitting, which is again why I talk so much about community. So I don't know if all that makes sense, but yeah. So that's kind of my take on sex transmutation. So what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the tour a little bit. So I kind of mentioned, basically the plan behind it. If you're out there and you're watching, if you watch my videos, or you know who I am, or even maybe if you don't know who I am, maybe you're just you know about the message and you're passionate about that. I would love to hear from you. So far we've gotten requests from all over the states. We've gotten requests from Germany, Northern Italy, several different countries in Africa, gotten requests from Brazil, Hawaii, I don't even know all the places, Poland. So, but we're starting in the UK. We're gonna start in the London area, and we're gonna go around, and the goal is to speak as much as possible. I wanna talk, ideally I'll talk 6 nights a week, where we'll basically be in community centers or churches, and we'll be talking about the truth about sex, sharing this message. If you don't know who I am, I have a big YouTube video. It's actually the #1 YouTube video in the world on waiting. It's got like 1.4 million plus views, and it's still climbing. And I have a way of breaking it down from living on the other side of that issue for a long time. I've been able to figure some things out, and I can explain it in a way that people understand it. So I'm going to be going around doing that talk. We'll be there. We'll be selling books. We'll be selling study guides. But the main point, really, of the tour is to start groups. Is to start small groups. People that can start to meet, start a Truth About Sex group, go through an 8-week process where they wrestle with the contents of the book, but they're also able to do a social event and a service event during their 8 weeks. And what that will do for them is it will simulate what a city fam was like when we started, because we were just a group of people that were meeting regularly. We were actually a small group, and we were doing social and service events. And what that did for me was it gave me a support group as I made these big changes, so I didn't go back to those things that weren't good for me. Because if I didn't have those group of friends, I don't think I could have made it, honestly, because Friday and Saturday would come along and I needed something to do. I needed people to do it with, right? And if you don't have that, sooner or later, you're gonna get on your phone and you're gonna call somebody that you shouldn't be hanging out with, or you'll go back to the bar and you'll drink, or you'll use drugs, or you'll do something, because you're not gonna sit at home by yourself forever, or you'll date out of loneliness, and then you'll end up with a kid with the wrong person, which happens all the time. But that's not, if you're trying to get to your long-term goals, that is not a solution. Community is the answer, and I talk a lot about it. So that's what the point is with this tour, is to help people start Truth About Sex groups, which will potentially become a City Fam eventually over time, even though they're two different things. City Fam is not the abstinent group. I always have to say that. City Fam is not the Christian group. It's not faith-based of any kind. City Fam is not the sober group. let's just mention it, disclaimer for anybody out there. So if you're not abstinent, you're not sober, and you're not a believer, you're not a Jesus follower, you are still welcome in City Fam. City Fam is about becoming the best version of yourself. This is how I've done it. Doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. So, but we do want to start those groups because that group provides support for anyone that might be interested in making positive changes and having people around them to do it with. So we want to start tons of those groups. So if you're out there watching, you would like me to come to your city, I don't care where you're at in the world, send me a message, you can leave a comment, or you can send me a message send me a message to my inbox. Send me your email address, let me know where you're from, and I'll make sure you get some more information. That's going to start in February of 2020. That's the goal. That's what we're doing. So I'm very, very, very excited about it. I'm excited about getting out of Dodge. I've been in Baltimore for the most part my whole life. I work long hours in the office, and I've really gotten City Fam to a place where I can go away now. We actually have an executive director, Nicole Richard from Houston, who is amazing. She's way more talented and skilled at running an organization like City Fam than I am, and I'm excited to have her there. She'll actually be going with me for part of the tour because she really needs to meet these new chapter leads in order to just build relationships with them as she's going to be working with them heavily. But we also have a new chapter lead here in Baltimore, Kim Spriggs. Shout out to Kim. She is relatively new. She's been coming around City Fam for a few months, and she's super high capacity, very smart, beautiful girl, and she is our new Baltimore chapter lead, and we're very excited to have her. Definitely expecting big things with her leading the group. So I'm in a position now, fortunately, that I can go and travel and start these new chapters. And I don't know. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. I'm sure there'll come a time where I'm gonna get homesick and want to come back to Baltimore. But my thought is while I'm able to, meaning like I don't have a wife, I don't have a girlfriend even, I don't have any kids, I don't own a home, I really don't have a whole lot holding me back from doing this. So I want to go, I want to travel around, I want to create buzz, I want to go into a town. Ideally, we'll do a talk during the day at a university. Preferably we'll connect with some groups there, like a Fellowship of Christian Athletes, in advance of going, get them on board to help spread the word, to promote the event, but also have them ready to start a Truth About Sex group so that when I get up and I talk and I explain how this works, which I'm pretty good at, most people go, damn, he's right. They know I'm right when I say it. They go, he's right. And I go, well, look, these guys are getting ready to start a Truth About Sex group in 1 week from today. If you'd like to be part of it, go talk to them. That group will fill up. They'll start meeting, supporting each other as they go, as they wrestle again with the topics of the book. And then eventually, hopefully that becomes a City Fam on campus, which has the potential to help a lot of people wherever it's at. And then what I'll do after that, ideally, is we'll do as many media appearances as we can, television shows, radio appearances, podcasts, print, whatever. Create as much buzz as possible. And then at night, I'll talk at the church or community center or bookstore or whatever it is. And it'll be the same thing. We'll have some people there that have already been pre-gamed. They'll already have their start date if they haven't started already. I'll get up, I'll do my talk, and I'll say, you guys, these three people over here are starting the Truth About Sex group. If you'd like to be part of it, go see them tonight and sign up. And then that will go to the next place. And we're gonna do it six nights a week, if possible, and we're gonna grind for at least 3 months straight, if not longer. I'll stay out on the road as long as God keeps me out there. And we've already started a movement. Now we're gonna just pour gasoline all over it, and we're gonna watch something really special happen. What I believe is gonna be an unprecedented move of God is about to happen. So you saw it here first. Anyway, so that's what's up. Reach out to me if you'd like to be part of it. If you'd like me to come to your city, we definitely could use your help. It doesn't cost you any money. Again, we made it very easy. We're asking for minimal, we're asking for very little to come. Basically food, lodging, and if it's a church, we're gonna ask for a love offering, which is, basically a financial gift of any amount. And we're just gonna trust, I'm going to trust God, we are going to trust God that He is going to provide, and we're gonna be able to do something really, or He's gonna do something really incredible through us. So really excited about it. Anyway, Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Have not done a lot for it, to be honest. We've been busy working on a lot of other things, but Giving Tuesday, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like an annual holiday of sorts. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, where people give to their favorite charities. And we've worked a little bit on it, and we actually set up a text to give number. So if are you watching this and you believe in what we're doing, look, I think from our inception, CityFam has made less than $100,000 every year. I've never been paid for 5 years. Don't ever want to get paid. Our current executive director does not get paid. Well, we know how to stretch a dollar, and we have basically started a movement, a worldwide movement, or what's going to become a full-blown worldwide movement with very little money, and it's helping a lot of people, and we're going to help a lot more people. So if you'd like to be part of that, if you'd like to stick your seed in some good soil, because that's what CityFam is, then feel free to give to us. And here's how you do it. Text the word GIVE to 417-212-0073. And I'll say that again. Text the word GIVE to 417-212-0073. And you can go ahead and give us a tax deductible amount, a donation of any amount. We will appreciate it. We'll put it to good use, and we'll use it for launching all these new chapters. So right now, we have an official chapter in Houston. We have a single fam meeting in Dallas, in London, in Montreal. We have a Columbus, Ohio group that's just started. LA just met for the first time. Los Angeles just met for the first time a few days ago. And Seattle is about to meet. And there's been tons of inquiries from all around the world. So again, this is it. This is the ground floor of something really cool. And if you'd like to be part of it and support it, we would greatly appreciate it. None of it goes to me. It goes to furthering the cause. We pay rent at the ETC. We run little ads on social media. We have to pay for things like Basecamp and MailChimp. And actually our financials are on our website. So if you want to see where the money goes, go to cityfam.com. Right at the bottom, there's a little financials button. You can see where all the money's gone. And, I talked to somebody the other day and they're like, dude, don't put that on there. Like, nobody puts that on there. I'm like, well, we do. That's how transparent we are. So look up the financials on cityfam.com and you'll see we know how to stretch a dollar. If you want to give to a good charity, we'd love to have a donation. On Giving Tuesday, we'd love to be the nonprofit that you support. Also, while I'm thinking about it, if you're shopping leading up to Christmas, we have an Amazon Smile account. I think that's what it's called. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare to say this, but I think you can choose CityFam to be the nonprofit that you support if you're shopping on Amazon. And I think we get like 0.5% or something of all the purchases if you put in our name. So we would love to be the benefactor of that. If you are like an online shopper, please put us in. I think it's an Amazon Smile account is what the name of it is, but it's CityFam. Anyway. This Friday is Renegade. So first Friday of every month, we get together, usually at a bar or restaurant. We have a social event just to kind of hang out, build relationships, expose new people to the community. This Friday, we're going to be at Safari Club, which is the new place over in the Best Western, right there where the Travel Plaza used to be. And it's basically like an adult Dave & Buster's. There's like all kinds of games, all kinds of video games, air hockey, all kinds of stuff. And it's pretty cool. That's why we chose it, because we thought it would be fun. And it's gonna be free actually this Friday. So typically we charge $5 in advance, $10 on the day of. And then you get a wristband, and with that wristband you get some food and drink specials, and you get entered into a competition of some sort. And the reason that we do the competition is because sometimes there's sober people in the group and they want something else to do besides just drink. So we try to give them other things to do. And the competition usually kind of keeps your mind off of that. So we're going to be doing a competition. I think it's an air hockey contest. I'm not 100%, but whatever the competition is, it will be fun. And the winner will get a free ticket to Charm City Countdown, which is the New Year's Eve party that CityFam is a sponsor of. So if you're out and about, or you're looking for something to do this Friday, come to Safari Club, 7 to 10 p.m. You can register now online. If I think, actually, I'm just going to give you a code right now. Use the code FREEBIE to get your wristband for free. If that code doesn't work for you, just wait. If you're watching live, wait 30 minutes. I'll go create it and I'll put it in. So if you're watching, use code FREEBIE. Come to Safari Club this Friday. Hang out with us, meet some good people, and yeah. What else? Drew Hill concert's coming up Saturday. So big show at the Horseshoe Casino. I don't know if you don't know who Drew Hill is. They had a bunch of top 10 hits, a few #1 hits. Somebody sleeping in my bed. We're not making love anymore. Beauty. Tell me what you want from me. That's terrible, right? But anyway. Cisco, people know who Cisco is. Cisco was the lead singer of Drew Hill. He still is. And they're going to be at the Horseshoe Casino this Saturday night. We're promoting the show. We got a guy named Kenny Sway opening for him, really talented street musician from the area. And I think we have about 100 tickets left, maybe just under 100 tickets. So if you're thinking about coming, it's going to be a great time. Super excited about it. It's my first dabble into that world of concert promotions. I've always been like an event promoter, like a nightclub promoter or like a New Year's Eve, but never really booked a headliner. So this is my first crack at it, and it's been a good experience. I've learned a lot, but I'm also very excited just to go to the show. Like Drew Hill was really big when I was, I guess, how old would I have been then? I guess I was about 30 years old when they were pretty big. It was late 20s, maybe just turning 30. And so they sung a lot of songs that were big from my heyday, or for lack of a better term. So anyway, that's it. If you're watching, come out. It's at the Horseshoe Casino this Saturday. Should be a great time. And we're actually having blessing bags the following Saturday, also at the Horseshoe Casino. So one thing that we've wanted to do, or at least I've wanted to do for a long time, is we try to always pair our social events with our service events. So the idea is basically like that there's a lot of people probably out there. I know, for example, I use myself as an example. I wanted to volunteer for a long time before I ever started. And the way that I started volunteering was through the church. Now I recognize not a lot of people, not everyone goes to church. A lot of people don't go to church. And they're not necessarily being given the opportunities to serve. Now look, anybody could get into volunteering if you know how to do it. But most people aren't gonna just go online and sign up for a volunteer event by themselves and just show up to a place and be like, hey, I'm here to, help some homeless people or whatever. Like a lot of people won't do that. What they will do though is if you meet them in a social environment and you say, hey, we're all going together next week to do this thing, you can come with us if you want. A lot of people jump on it because they feel inspired. They've already built a relationship with you, and then they come. And that's what we've seen happen a lot with CityFam. So we kind of try to pair our social event with our service event. So always, our Renegade is always, we're trying to talk about, hey, this is the upcoming service event. So we're starting getting people moving in that direction. We're promoting the social event, we're promoting the service event at the same time, because the service event is kind of mentioned as like a little blip on the social event description. So I think we've already sold out of all the volunteer spots for blessing bags. Like literally there's like 150 people signed up to assemble bags for the homeless leading up to Christmas. So if you're watching this and you didn't make the cut, you didn't make it in time to sign up, you can still donate to blessing bags by going to cityfam.com, going to the blessing bags event and hitting that Amazon wish list link. If you go in there, you purchase items, those items will be delivered directly to our office. And what basically the items are, they're toiletries, they're personal items for the homeless. So we're gonna literally put these bags together that will have a comb, a little shaving cream, a razor, a pair of socks, some hand warmers, a bottle of water, and a snack bar, whatever. So and we're gonna give them back to our volunteers. The people that are assembling the bags they're gonna get 10, 15, 20, 30 bags to take with them to now give out on the streets of Baltimore leading up to Christmas. So literally when you pull up to that light and a homeless person comes up to your window, instead of giving them $1 or giving them nothing and feeling guilty, then you can give them a bag and say, here you go. And it's something very tangible that they'll be able to use and make their life a little bit easier for the holiday season. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can go take them to the local shelter and you can give them the bags and they can give them out to the people for you. But it's an awesome event. We've done it 3 years in a row. I want to give a big shout out to Morgan Kimmel for putting the whole thing together. Tamara Morris is back on board helping out with that event. This is her brainchild. She's the one that thought of this. And yeah, it's a great event, and we'd love to have your donations. So you can go to the event Facebook or the Eventbrite link, and you can go ahead and donate, and the items will get delivered directly to our office. Last but not least is Charm City Countdown. You can check it out, charmcitycountdown.com. It's the biggest all-inclusive charity New Year's Eve party in Baltimore. The Enchanted Forest Masquerade is the theme, so it's going to be a good one. I think we're already like 100 tickets ahead of where we were last year. So lots of good stuff happening. I got a lot going on. Feel good, feel pretty good. Mood level's good. A little tired at times, but at the same time, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like if I keep grinding this hard, for a little while longer, that everything that I've ever wanted, is going to happen. Meaning like CityFam's going to help. It's going to be successful, and it's going to help millions of people. I believe that, honestly. I believe that we're going to open home sooner or later, and that's going to be a big piece of the puzzle, because when people come here, when they come to Baltimore from other cities from all over the world to run, because they're going to come here to learn how to run their own CityFam, they're going to see home and they're going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe a place like this exists. I need one. And we're going to say, go back to your town and do the work, and you can have one. And they'll be motivated to do it because they'll want one of those places for themselves. That's what I believe is going to happen. And if I keep grinding, I keep working, I stay out of trouble, keep my head down, my nose clean, I'm going to get it. It's going to happen, because I believe that God's going to do it. I do. I see it already happen, and I see everything starting to happen. So thank you for your support. If you pray for me, or pray for CityFam, if you gave today, or you're going to give today, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. There's a lot of people that got us to this point and made everything that's starting to happen possible. So thank you, and I'll talk to you guys next week. See you. Hi, my name is Rob Kowalski. Maybe you've seen some of my videos on here, like 10 Reasons Not to Have Sex Before Marriage. I'm currently lining up dates next year to do talks all over the world. It's going to be called the Truth About Sex Tour, and I need your help. If you'd like me to come to your city, send an email right now to bookings@robbkowalski.com and let me know where you live. Someone will reach out to you with some next steps. It won't cost you anything. We made it super easy, so reach out right now. Thank you.